So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Arman here, and today it is time for me to bring you another FIFA 19 career mode experiment, and we are going to be seeing today what happens when the entirety of English football is the same overall. It's taken a little bit of time using the cheat engine on FIFA 19 PC, but we have got every single team in England to be 1 rated. As you can see here is Cardiff. We're using Cardiff because it means that I'm less likely to get sacked if we get relegated or whatever. And as you can see, if we go onto team sheets, you'll be able to see that every other single player in the league is 1 rated. Liverpool, Leicester, Huddersfield, Fulham, Everton, Palace, Chelsea, Cardiff, Burnley, etc, etc. We'll scroll all the way through. But as you can see, it also carries on into the Championship and into League 1 and then also into League 2. So what we are going to do is we're going to sim multiple seasons of a career mode save with absolutely every single player in England being 1 rated, and we're going to see what on earth is going to happen. And theoretically it should just be completely random, and like 10 seasons down the line you could see teams like Notts County here winning the Premier League and being in the Champions League. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, if you go on to enjoy this video, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video, and we're still aiming for 100,000 subscribers before the end of the calendar year. I'll tell you what, if every single player in this whole league is 1 rated and we still manage to get relegated, I'm sorry, we're gonna have some words. I knew it! Why are we in the relegation zone? We're the same as everybody else. The Premier League has got a very interesting look to it halfway through the season. Leicester City are top on 36 points. I have no idea how have they managed to accumulate that many wins and points. Newcastle United in second, and Burnley and Bournemouth, so a very interesting top 4 here in Season 1. Crystal Palace in P5, then Spurs, Liverpool, City, Watford and Arsenal round out your top 10. We've got Chelsea and Everton a little bit out of position. Down in the relegation zone, Brighton, Cardiff and Manchester United. I mean, I know it's random, but like, I don't understand, like, the 5 teams above them are the 5 teams you'd expect to get relegated, and then it's just Manchester United. Bournemouth have won the league, 71 points, fair play to AFC. Bournemouth have somehow come on top. Wolves in second, Burnley third, and Crystal Palace round out the top 4 places. They will be competing in the Champions League. I don't see them getting very far. Manchester City are in 5th, then Watford, Liverpool, Spurs, Southampton and Arsenal. You'll see mid-table. We actually managed to survive, which is brilliant. It saves us from getting sacked, obviously. But for a start, Leicester were winning the league at the halfway stage and finished 13th. I don't think that's ever happened in history. And relegated are Fulham, Manchester United and Huddersfield. I swear every single time I do a video like this, whatever the situation, Manchester United somehow get relegated. Your winners of the FA Cup were Championship side Birmingham City. They defeated Crystal Palace 2-1. Walsall won the Carabao Cup against Bolton Wanderers. We've got some randomer, right, who's 2. We've got more randomers. What is going on? Were these guys out on loan? Why have the people out on loan gone up in overall? I am so perplexed right now. Halfway stage of Season 2, it's a familiar sight for Foxes fans. They'll be hoping they don't completely bottle it this time. They are top once again, now with 38 points rather than 36. West Ham second, Cardiff, big old Cardiff up in P3, then Chelsea 4th, Newcastle 5th, newly promoted Middlesbrough in 6th position. We've got Liverpool, City, West Brom, Burnley, Everton, Villa and the rest down in the relegation zone. Southampton, Arsenal now and Watford. This time it wasn't bottled. Leicester have won the league by a distance, actually. I don't know whether they signed someone mid-season. If they did, then obviously I'll need to revert whoever that is to 1 overall as well. But Leicester won the league by a solid, 21 points? 89 accumulated overall. West Ham in second, Liverpool in third, and Middlesbrough finished 4th in the Premier League. City 5th, then Chelsea, Everton, Burnley, Brighton. We slipped all the way down to P10, but I mean, I'll take it. Relegated though, Arsenal, Watford and Wolves. The FA Cup was won by Leeds United this year. They defeated Manchester United 3-0. And the Carabao Cup was also won by Leeds as well. 3-0 victory for them once more. And this is how the Championship finished. It's looking a lot more random. I didn't show it in Season 1 because it looked exactly how you would expect it to look, which was a little bit concerning, but it looks a lot more random this year. Relegated were Bristol City, Hull and Huddersfield. 2 relegations on the bounce. They go down to League 1. Also, massively worth noting, Leeds did not concede a single goal all season. I want answers. I demand an explanation. There's many questions. First of all, how did they go unbeaten, not concede a single goal, and still not even win the league, not even get automatically promoted? Second of all, how has that happened generally? Birmingham City only conceded 4 goals. Our 2 overall player at Cardiff is on international duty. I've actually had enough of this experiment already. Alright, phenomenal. This is not helping, EA. I've been sacked because we were meant to finish in the UEFA Europa League. Cardiff board, we're all the same. I can't help, right, but think that this experiment somewhere on the lines is breaking the entirety of this game. There's lots of things to talk about here. Okay, first of all, Aston Villa have won the league. This is now the end of season 3. 97 points. I don't know how they managed to do that. Manchester City second, Nottingham Forest and Derby County third and fourth. Leeds finished 5th. They didn't concede a single goal last year, and they didn't lose a single game. This time, they conceded once and still went unbeaten. How do you go unbeaten and finish 5th? And for that matter, Liverpool, how do you go unbeaten, not concede a single goal, and finish in 6th position? Here's the rest of the table. We now obviously managed Chelsea because we got sacked by Cardiff, who got relegated, along with Everton and Southampton. The FA Cup was won by Manchester United. They smacked Stoke silly in the final. And the Carabao Cup was won by Leeds again. Why are Leeds and Manchester United doing so well in the Cups? So the what on earth is going on in the Championship? Birmingham won the league on 130 points. Manchester United got 129 and Stoke with 121. How did the whole top 6 get more than 100 points? Here's the rest of the Championship. Arsenal finished 14th. They finished lower than Sunderland. So Wimbledon got promoted there. They're in the Championship, along with Oldham and Bury as well in the playoffs. Meanwhile, League 2 was won by Carlisle. Is there anyone interesting in this division? It seems like mostly League 1 and League 2 teams, and indeed it is. Right, now unfortunately, season number 4, my actual recording software decided to stop midway through and I didn't actually notice. So I've got a list of things that happened. I'm post-comming this part and you'll see season 5 live com. The things you need to know about season 4. Birmingham won the Premier League ahead of Swansea and Derby. Don't ask me how that happened. The team I was using, Chelsea, got relegated, so I got sacked and joined Everton, who are down in the Championship. So now Chelsea and Everton are in the second tier of English football. Norwich beat Newport County in the FA Cup final. Stoke beat Fulham in the Carabao Cup final. So now we're in the Championship with Everton. I've officially had enough. It's all broken. Go home, people. Stoke City have won the Premier League ahead of Ipswich Town. Manchester United are second, and Rotherham, humble Rotherham United, get into the Champions League. Fair play, my boys. I think are they the first team from League 1? Well, I can't remember whether Rotherham started in the Championship or League 1, but they might be the first League 1 side. Birmingham 5th, then West Brom, City, Liverpool, Villa, Spurs, Middlesbrough, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Palace, Derby County, Bournemouth and Swansea, and relegated Leicester, who won the league earlier on in this experiment, along with Leeds United as well, and Brighton. In our league now, which is the Championship, Reading and AFC Wimbledon were promoted, so definitely a League 1 side or a starting League 1 side now in the Premier League in the form of AFC Wimbledon. Preston, Wigan, Oldham and Norwich in the playoffs. The original Premier League sides like Fulham, Arsenal, Watford, they're all finishing mid-table. Newcastle, Southampton and Burnley almost getting relegated, whilst Chelsea and Everton were relegated. I don't know what is going on with Chelsea and Everton in this, but they are awful. The FA Cup was won by Premier League winners Stoke City, and the Carabao Cup was won by AFC Wimbledon. They beat Stoke in the final on penalties. For those wondering about the lower leagues, Bradford are promoted into the Championship along with Cheltenham Town, which is brilliant. Wolves there, who started obviously in the Premier League, now 9th in League 1. Huddersfield and Cardiff underperforming massively as well. But as far as I'm aware, there's still no Premier League sides down in League 2. We'll see whether that happens. We're probably going to do another 3 seasons of this experiment, so alright boys, it's time to jump ship from Merseyside. Starting to see a theme develop up in the Premier League. Stoke City are top again, Manchester United second and Ipswich in third. AFC Wimbledon from League 1 finish in 4th. and of Rotherham, Reading, Wigan and West Brom. Then Forest and Manchester City still kind of holding their own as a team that's been in the Premier League for the entirety of this whole thing. Then Middlesbrough, Liverpool, Swansea, Crystal Palace, Birmingham, Derby and West Ham. Bournemouth, who also won the league earlier on in this experiment, are relegated along with Villa and Spurs. The Championship finished with Preston and Millwall getting promoted automatically. Charlton, Arsenal, Bradford and Carlisle will be in the playoffs. For anyone wondering about the Premier League sides, Watford and Burnley finished below Cheltenham Town. Leeds, who were so good in this experiment earlier on, 14th in the Championship. Leicester 17th, Fulham as well. Newcastle actually relegated down to League One. Meanwhile, this is how League Two is looking. Again, pretty much just full of League One and League Two sides from the originals, apart from QPR and Sheffield United, who obviously started in the Championship.
Are you actually having a giggle?
QPR, absolutely phenomenal. Take me there. I am very happy with that one. I honestly don't even know what season this is anymore, but whatever season it is, we've officially peaked now. Rotherham United have won the Premier League. Manchester United second for like the third year in a row. Wigan, Ipswich, Preston and Wimbledon, Millwall and Swansea ran out the top 10. What has happened to the Premier League? And Manchester City, Derby and West Ham are relegated, which I think means the only two teams to remain in the Premier League for the entirety of this experiment so far are Crystal Palace and Liverpool. The Championship was won by Arsenal. Spurs in second place, so it's an all North London affair. Watford, Walsall, Scunthorpe and Burnley in the playoffs, and Carlisle, Swindon, Bradford and Leicester. Brighton, Bournemouth and Plymouth Argyle relegated to League One. And down in League One, that was won by MK Dons and a Barnsley, Hull third, then Lincoln Crew and Oldham, Chelsea in 8th in League One, Newcastle in P12, Cardiff, another Premier League side, Wolves as well down there, and Huddersfield relegated to League Two. And this actually is how League Two ended. Wickham were promoted, and Stevenage and Rochdale going up automatically as well. Accrington, Newport, Cambridge and Fleetwood. The only other teams wildly out of position are QPR and Brentford as well, who were dropped all the way down. And obviously Everton, who just continue to just slide. I've got no idea why they are doing so badly in this experiment, but that is how it is. I think that is how we are going to wrap up today's experiment, though. It's only going to get more random in the lower divisions. I think the Premier League has fallen into a bit of a pattern, so we're going to end things there. But that is what happens when the entirety of English football is the same overall. If there's any other experiments, weird and wacky things you want me to do, drop them down in the comment section below and I'll try and sift through all of those. If you enjoyed this video though, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video and it massively helps me out. You can also follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter and Insta are at @theofficialfng and links are down below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.